Hi everyone, my name is Ankita and I'm from GEMA. And today we are going to learn to debate. Not that debate that you have with your friends or your family. No, it's something different. It is a formal way of eventually putting your thoughts in front of people. So let's see what all are we going to discuss today. So, today we are going to be discussing what is a debate. We're going to be talking about the rules of a debate. We're going to discuss how can we prepare for a debate, and most importantly, we're going to talk about how can we be a good debater. So, let's begin. So, firstly, most importantly, we need to know what is a debate. Now, debate is a structured argument. Two sides speak alternatively for and against a particular contention, usually based on a topical issue. Unlike the arguments you have with your family or friends, however, each person is allocated a time. They are allowed to speak for, and any interjections are carefully controlled. Now, as you know, what is a debate? There are certain rules of a debate that you're required to follow. So, firstly, there are two teams, each consisting of two or three speakers. The affirmative gives the first constructive speech. In the questioning period, the questioner may ask any fair, clear question that has a direct bearing on the debate. Each speaker is questioned as soon as he concludes his constructive speech. The witness must answer the question without consulting his colleagues. The judge must base his decision entirely on the material presented without regard for other material which he may happen to possess. So I see that you must have got the idea how being in a debate needs to be very spontaneous, instantaneous, and you need to get very instant thoughts about what you're going to speak. So now let's look at the things that we can keep in our mind while preparing for a debate. The first and the most important thing to keep in your mind is to research about your topic. Now, you will need to know the general details of the topic that you will be expected to debate, but in particular, you should take note of the specific information and figures you might use. This actually would help you not only to present your speech in front of people, but also to answer the questions which are asked to you. Secondly, you should dress suitably for your debate. Now, how you present yourself to your audience is often considered to be a part of your delivery and likely affect your scoring. As it is said, dress to impress. And it makes on a first impression in the mind of people. Hence, this should be clearly noted and should be taken care of. Thirdly, writing your speech. Now, once you have decided on your argument and the material that you will use in it, you should and you need to write the speech you have used during the debate. Writing is actually considered a practice that links the thought process well. And that is why it also helps us to remember a lot of things that we write. Rehearsing your material. The fourth and the most important tip again is rehearsing. Now try rehearsing in front of mirror. Note how you use your hands, how your words sync with your expressions, and the naturalness of your body language. Practicing in front of mirror is apparently considered to be very efficient for this thing. Memorizing your main points. Now, quick recall will allow you to respond to the opposition's point more quickly. But additionally, memorization will put information vital to your argument or counter argument at your disposal. Sometimes memorization works really well as we tend to remember a lot of fee words, feedback words, and other main keywords, and we can link them up and make our own sentences accordingly. Predict your opposition. Well, while constructing your argument, you should take weak points into consideration, and these will likely be used by your opposition. Beyond that, what are the best arguments you can think to use for opposing argument. So you're preparing for your own speech, and while that, you can consider, you can predict that what can be the suitable points that your opposition might use, and even you can predict about what particular questions can be asked from you while you're having your debate. Then get plenty of sleep. Now you must be thinking this is such a general tip, but it's actually equally important. This can be especially difficult if you're a nervous person, but tension can result in even laid back debaters having a poor night's sleep. Sleep deprivation can hurt your response time, recall, and mental sharpness, which may translate into penalties in your score. Hence, before a debate, have a really good sleep. Now, this is something which is another important. That summarize what we have learned. Like try to have a recap about it. This is a data showing that how much percentage of the things you should have. 20% of the importance is given to learning and understanding your topic. 60% is given to the confidence that we have. 10% is given to the experience and 10% is given to the setup. By this, you clearly can understand that experience is not something which makes you an expertise in the topic, but it's all about your confidence and your understanding of that particular topic. Coming up to something which a lot of people have a lot of questions and they want to know about is that how can you be a good debater? There are a lot of things which you can follow, but we are going to discuss some main tips that you should keep in your mind upon how can you be a good debater. The first thing is communicating effectively. Being a good communicator is in general as well a good skill. And that is why having conversations, reading books eventually help us to communicate well and communicating our thoughts very effectively and in clarity. Keeping calm. Now, when you debate, you should always try to stay calm. Don't just start shouting or get angry. This will show weakness to your opponent. Instead, keep your voice even and keep your facial expressions neutral. We are definitely in a debate, but it's very important to not get angry or shouting out. We should just try to stay calm. Then speaking clearly. Now, when you talk, speak clearly so that people can understand you well. Speaking clearly also makes you sound really smart and very, very confident. Sometimes adding a bit of voice modulation while you speak, a little pitch tones can also help you and help other people to understand you better. Be respectful and fair. Now, when you argue with someone, which comes in the part of debate, be respectful. Don't insult them, talk over them, or judge them. We need to maintain that respect in all aspects, even if they are our opposition. Act confident. That is the key. We need to act the confidence. We need to show the opposition as well as our audience that we are very confident. Like, although you don't have to be actually confident, you can act confident, and by that can make you and your argument much more appealing and believable. So I hope that all of these tips you're going to take care and these going to help you to become a good debater. So I have a little assignment for you, and that is try on to have or prepare a debate for or against the motion for the topic homework should be banned, or I should say should homework be banned. Try to follow up all the tips that we had discussed in this particular live session and try to write down your points, maybe for against, and practice them out. And that's it for today's session. I'm going to see you in my next session. Till then,